I studied AI in over 20 years ago. In AI, okay, everyone tell me this time is AI's spring. And I will present some models, some applications. Okay. So the title of my presentation is Technology, almost in foundation model, and the industrial applications at Tencent of model. Okay, because I'm a multimodal guy, so I only present multimodal stuff. Okay, and yeah, so in my talk I will present 3 kind of multimodal, from video generation, 3D generation, to image generation. And yeah, everyone, your model as 混元. Okay, 混元 in ancient Chinese means moving from disorder to order, from chaos to. So at Tencent is to build very powerful and trustworthy models for massive multimodal data. Okay, and yeah, from OpenAI. So Sora is I think it's opened up a new year generations. You know, before Sora, almost video generation model just only can generate 4 seconds, and Sora directly generate 1 minute video. Yeah, and Open claim their video generation model are word simulators. Okay, 3 main features. The first feature is turning video data into space-time latent patch. Okay, and the second feature is scaling up the model. Model is also known as transformer-based diffusion model for video generation. And the last feature is standing for video, just for video labeling. Here, caption technique to reach the caption, the raw caption, maybe very short. Okay, caption is very rich, very long, and descriptive. Okay, and let's feature and we'll get some good result. I will present later. Okay, and what is the diffusion? Yeah, the foremost one for video generation, image generation, 3D generations. So diffusion model is almost realistic. This model actually is a process, a stochastic process. The process may be in diffusion process, maybe in Markov, non-Markov process. Okay, the goal is some kind of transformation between any 2 distributions, maybe one another from image or videos. Okay, so in this figure, I just draw a transformation between a very simple distribution, I think, to another complex distributions like 2 Gaussian. Okay, maybe 3 Gaussian, maybe 4. Okay, the blue arrow to denote the diffusion process. Yeah, the diffusion process from real distribution to a single to a simple distribution like Gaussian. Okay, and okay, the reverse process, I use red arrow to represent. Okay, let's convert a simple distribution like Gaussian to very complex distribution. Right. So we use forward process to do denoising, to do noising reward process to denoise operations. Okay, and I use X0 to represent the raw data, raw image data, from X1000 to represent white noise, white Gaussian. Okay. For computer science researchers, forward process is very easy to implement. We just use some to sum real data and noise. Okay, this is noising formula, very simple. X0 is the ground truth raw data, and epsilon is a drawn from white Gaussian. Okay, the alpha is known by some design. Okay, this is a noising process, and to reverse this process, okay, how to reverse? This is a very hard problem, and we need to apply like ODE, like PDE, to derive such a reverse process. And one solution was given by UC Berkeley researchers, like this paper, okay? And this solution is some solution, like this one. X t minus a is required to weighted difference between the last time xt, and some noise can be learned by deep learning model. Okay? And all these weights are okay. So our problem is how to specify the noise term. Okay. So diffusion model or convolution network to predict the noise. Okay. And in this formula, we have some like time step, like a condition, like interval step. Okay, when the interval step is equal to 1, the reverse, okay, if A is greater than 1, the reverse process is non-Markov. So the problem is how to estimate the noise prediction network. Like this flow process is quite simple because our objective for learning is simple. How simple? Simulate input. The input is xt. Xt is a noisy image. Summing a ground truth image x0 and some known noise epsilon. Okay, t, as I said, hyperparameter t is due specification to the 1, then we'll get alpha 1. If t is 300, we'll get alpha 300. Okay. Now the input is known, and the output is also known. The output is noise because we want to reduce the noise. So we want the neural network model to end-to-end to learn from input to output. Input is output is denoise data. Okay. And then we want to know what is the architecture for. There is a well-known work, stable diffusion. Okay, if someone knows some about general diffusion, SD is very well known. It's a UK company. Stable diffusion. The stable diffusion is convolution neural network. Okay, I have to this one. And one paper replaced the convolution network architecture to transformer. And this method is called, and the DIT is the basic model for currently almost all generation model. So we move to DIT. And the DIT is proposed space-time DIT, like this one. And I have drawn process. The inference process means, okay, giving time, dim text prompt, and white noise, STDIT, and apply a decoder to yield a recovered video like this. Okay, so we have two modules. One module is STDIT, another is what decoder. Okay, and STDIT I will propose later. We first talk about decoder. Decoder is decoder. Decoder is due to an encoder. So how to learn? Why? Because the video is very large. It's too large to fit our GPU. So OpenAI we do some kind of reduction, dimension reduction. Okay, we reduce high dimension video to latent ones, embedding or video embedding. Okay, after reduction, we want to recover. Ultimate goal is to recover the high resolution, high fidelity video. So we have two modules, encoder and encoder decoder are in the same architectures. The architecture may be convolution neural network, be transform, try both and find convolution network plus temporal transformer work best. Okay. Actually, we use it in training. In training, we convert all raw videos by encoding embeddings, and we just load the latent embedding to memory. Okay, and at inference, okay, after video embedding, and then we will apply a decoder to recover the high resolution videos. So this is like first DIT and then decoder. Okay. So this is most important. So I call it a superior space-time DIT because it's very hard to train. You know, for 5 seconds and 500 pixel resolution videos, 20,000 video tokens. This is very large, even for large language model. Okay. Video generations. Okay, we have to save many intermediate results in memory. Language model. So this is why only OpenAI first train generation model, and the Google Meta didn't do that. Okay, because very challenging. And in our the model architectures is by stacking a lot of transformer blocks, 20 blocks. The input is text or some prior knowledge, 3D or time. I call it tokens. And the bottom tokens is the video generation result, we call video embedding, or as tokens, the model architectures of DIT. And one step, we reduce noise. Once step, we reduce a lot of time. For example, this, in this slide, we just give step. After 3 time steps, we get a good video from noise, from totally white noise. So a process, space-time DIT as peeling off an onion layer by layer. 1,000 layers, maybe 3 layers. Okay. So this is all process we diffusion noise. Okay. If your video is longer, then the transformer need more tokens, and the scale up the square in the square complexity of the input length. We need 1,000 square time complexity and space complexity to train this model. So this we have 1 million tokens for one video. It's very hard to train, and this is, I think, maybe open face. Okay. So this is the result by our first foundation model. I call it video model, and all these 3 videos in 1,000 pixel resolution, and in 8 seconds to 16 seconds. Okay, this is our first model. Our second model is X image to video. That means we have 2 kind of prompt. One is image, another is text prompt. The image may be from advertising image. Okay. And the third foundation model is image to video. Used solely. Okay. The first frame of the last 2 videos is from the image prompt. This foundation model, we can do a lot of applied model, so we call it X for We have 4 foundation models: text to video, image to video, text, image to video, and video to video. And apply them in our combination. Give to a lot of downstream apply model like video stylization, video editing, portrait animation. This is for examples from video stylization. Currently, Tencent Cloud provides this service. Techniques is in real time. That means we have 3-second video, and the latest time is all. We also have motion brush. For any image, okay, you touch some region, and we want like this bird. And also we have a post-guided video. We can make to move like a video code. Sorry. Okay. And we can input 3 people and 1 people and an animal, and more people, more animal, and all dancing given to post video. And the last one is video rejoin. We can change to Y, and also in real time. Okay. This technique is all in Tencent Cloud. Okay. The third model is Hunyuan 3D generation. In recent years, 3D generation is more and more popular. In 1 month ago, we have 2 great works. One is from Shanghai Tech University. This is the world paper from Matter 3D generation. And the goal is to transform textual descriptions to detailed 3D asset. And we have a extensive 3D asset. And now how to the text prompt to useful 3D asset. This is open problem. Also very hard. Okay, I have discussed in video generation we need encoder, decoder, and we did the same, but we have a more complex pipeline. The pipeline is this is the pipeline. We have at least 5 components in this pipeline. Okay, the input is text prompt or image prompt, or and the input is a generative 3D mesh. Okay, and firstly, we usually do multi-view diffusion, image diffusion, or get several image sequences, and then we pass it to 3D transformer to get 3D super resolutions, and lastly, we do 3D mesh refinement to get 4K 3D asset. Okay, luckily, the whole pipeline costs very few time, and we can do to generate 3D asset. And this is, for example, half minute. Okay. E-commerce good and some 3D some cartoon like some mapping and some example toy. Okay. Text prompt, and for image prompt, in industrial application, image prompt is more popular because use good prompt, and user don't know how to input good prompt, and then okay, you just input the image, your image, and we find we even get faster generation in second from 1 second from text prompt to image prompt. Okay, and the last one is image, and in 2 months ago, we open source this model's basic version. 1.5 billion parameters. Okay. This is the pipeline of our text-to-image model. The first model is multimodal large language model, and this model accounts for multi-round dialogue DIT, image DIT, okay, or space DIT. And the third model is super resolution, even to 8K resolution image generations, because the image is just 1 frame. You only can do 1K thousand resolution video generation, but for image we can Okay. And our image generation model covers main 4 features, especially understand Chinese poet and the Chinese phrase. And we have very high, we can do 8K thousand resolution. And we can especially support multi-round dialogue. At this time, our model is the first one, it's the only one in Chinese company to support image editing. And it's totally free. Everyone can search Yuanbao app, or you can search in mini program in WeChat, search Hunyuan. Okay, all our image generabilities are there, totally free. No limit. You can try 3,000. Okay, and okay, from text prompt to image prompt, we found image to image generation popular for consumer customers, like our ads customers. Okay, they don't want to write any, generate more image from this one, 1 to more image generation, or we can move some particular object to new scene, like this prompt in the desert. We place this animal, put any like some glass, like some sneakers, tower, or in Great Walls. That means, okay, an image and a good prompt, you can make image to any. Okay. So this is all example by our Hunyuan generation. And yeah, the first feature is we do subject attribute very good. Even we can do multi-subject animal very good. And we especially focus on Asian scenarios. Our model, firstly, if you don't specify any race, we automatically generate Asian. And we needed to understand Chinese elements, some like 鸟巢, and like Guangzhou Ta, and then like some with China. Okay, the last part of my talk is to explore useful industrial applications. Okay, so this is our built autonomous and controllable full stack technology from bottom to higher layer. The bottom layer is infrastructures. Okay, infrastructures can support high-speed network interconnections. Actually, now our single clusters scale up to 100,000 is very big, but not all. H100. Okay, low-end GPUs like H20 and L100 and L. And this is our machine learning framework. We support inference, very fast inference, and we support this training. Okay, and the high level is the model level. The model level we do select for the model and up to MOE models. The MOE model is in 1 trillion parameters. 1 billion, 4 billion, 7 billion, and 13 billion. And all these models have been open source. Okay, and in one slide, we want to summarize our Hunyuan large functions and the key capabilities. The feature is, okay, our Pro version is in over 1 trillion. All models can support very long context, up to 100 million tokens. Tokens is very large. Just text tokens. All text tokens is comparable to the total national. Okay. And our 4 key capabilities. Okay, actually we have more, but I think the 4 capability is the most important. The first is powerful logical reasoning skill in complex content. Why we add complex? Every language model can do simple reason, but if you put that in very complex scenario, the first prompt just do English Chinese translation, and the second prompt is do math problem, do code problem. This I call it very complex context, and we want to check in such complex context. Okay, actually we do very well in this complex context. Okay, and the feature is deliver reliable instruction following, like we can read online web page, online PDF quantity, because we have supported long content window. Okay, and the last day I put 10 PDF papers and 10 web page, and we want all language models to give a good summarization. I suggest everyone to try it. It's totally free. And the last capability is excellent, very excellent multimodal understanding and generations. Okay. So currently, model over 700 products and services within Tencent, like very well-known product, WeChat search, and the Tencent meeting, Tencent document, and the Tencent advertising, and the Tencent news, and Tencent video. In my view, I think the future of software is generative in Tencent. We embrace generative AI as soon as possible, as early as possible, as wide as possible. Yeah, the last, I think the last slide is show some example for our. We generated promotional video for over 20 Chinese medias, and this example. The first half is generative, the last half is real. So, okay, all our talk. And if you forget all my previous content, that's okay. And realize my thought at this slide. So this slide talk about two paradigm AI. Okay, the first paradigm is GPT. Okay, GPT backbone network is transformers, and its learning objective is net token predictions, and its learning spread word knowledge. Okay, by enforcing scaling law, your model is bigger and bigger, larger and larger, wider. Then this GPT model, this large language model, can be seen as a world's reasoner. Okay. The backbone is bidirectional transformers. The learning objective is to do knowledge prediction. And the learning theory is transform probability distributions. Okay. You know, diffusion is very computer science, but for general science like math, like physics, and biology, just use transformation, just use diffusion to transform distribution between different kinds of like Sora paradigm, but currently we just try GPT and diffusions. And is a mixture of GPT and diffusion. The mixture means some kind of transformer, some layers. We just we use bidirectionals. And the learning object, we can do a mixture of noise prediction and auto regressions. And now, okay. And thank you for attending. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Liu, for sharing. Next, we are honored to have with us another distinguished who has made remarkable contributions to the field of natural language processing and AI. Xiaodong He from Jingdong to the stage.
So use this control. So excellent. So how control? Yes. So first, thank you for inviting me to come here. I really exchange some of our ideas and some of our progress in using AI to do generative content technology in the industry scale to really put this technology in the hands of every single user. So we all know that generative AI is really, I will say, really hot. It's a really hot topic. I just gave a good presentation how in Tencent, Hunyuan, the large model can do a lot of generation things. Look back at the society, we can also say that there's many generative models which are giving to profession generation results. For example, in speech, in image and video. Here's a simple example. Look at, I will say, because of the result I expected. But look at the picture in the right-hand side. So in the and since like 2022 or 2023, the gap between the professions and the AI generated content are very close. It's close to zero. That means AI that are so high quality that it cannot be distinguished from profession generation. Generated by AI are ready to be useful or even valuable in terms. And of course, this not come in one day. We know actually because of the large language model, now can have an AI model that can generate such a high quality content. Look back, we can see that since 10 years, we start use neural network model to model the semantics of the language as a starting point of the language model or even large model. That's called the word embedding, or at that time it's called word to vec. 2013. And then there's another big leap. Leap is the attention model, which is invented by scholars in Montreal, University of Montreal, called attention. Now they extremely extend the ability of the model to handle long span. Further, on top of the attention model, people invent the transformer. I mean, the paper famous is called "Attention is All You Need," which is published by a group of Google scholars in 2017. Top people build BERT and the GPT, which reached another milestone in 2020, which is GPT-3. First, actually, people build a model have a parameters more than 1,750 billion. I would say yes. Actually, it's 175 billion parameters. That is so far the biggest model people ever built in the neural network field. gave very impressive results. At that time, people see the model can generate a story, long story, very reasonable, very human generated. And on top of that, people further take another 2 years. OpenAI take 2 years to convert ChatGPT, which means add the chat ability to the GPT-3. So the model can human to take humans' deep intent, deep request, understand people's deep intent, and generate for language. And meanwhile, there's actually another trend in image or in vision. From image generation in 2014, which is GAN was invented at that time, generative adversarial network. And later, on top of GAN, like attention GAN, which we published in 2018, to make the generation more accurate and with high resolution. And later, diffusion model is invented to push the level. And later, there's a diffusion transformer and get to the Sora, which everybody knows today. Published. I think my colleague Liu Wei actually just gave a clip of Sora's output just minutes ago. So it was 10 years of continue improving. We are at a stage that today AI can really content. But looking forward, what we really want to do, what we really want to go from language to a more broad range of content. So look forward, we actually at a, well, say we are at age, but we are also moving from language large model to other fields, like we're moving from language intelligence. As I show some of the example, when we say multimodal, that means our model just don't just process one like text or vision. We actually can mix them together, just like a human. We have eyes. We also can read the vision signal position, also the vision signal as well. In a sense, can ask AI to do image generation given very detailed description in text. We can even align or content given the language request. So that's what we call the multimodal intelligence. It's also greatly improved thanks to the large model foundation. Moving forward, actually, at least in JD, because we're thinking if we can put this high-level large model, its ability, the robotics to the mechanics in the real world, we hope our mechanics can also do more smart to finish a more challenging tasks for our human. So that's kind of the trend of the large language model. And details, we'll talk about multimodal intelligence first. So when we talk about multimodal intelligence, we're talking is alignment. Because when we talk the intelligent process of the single abilities, one of the fundamental problems is how to align them, how to align the content, how to align the information, the semantics. For example, between text and image. In one of our papers published in 2018, one of the which are, I would say, quite widely used today. So to align the semantic content between image, propose a bottom-up and top-down attention mechanism, just like kind of like how human on the image or on the vision signals. We actually focus on the object, bottom-up and top-down attention mechanism computed in this way, such that we can greatly improve the alignment of the image. Later, we further improve this method, actually, which is another paper we published last year, more clearly or more precisely between the text semantics and the segmentation, rather than box. So in this time, we actually try to align between the text information, segmentation information in the vision. In this sense, we can have a much more precise alignment. Of course, pretty challenge here, because when we do the pixel level alignment, then the boundary or segmentation boundary is In this sense, actually, we try to we propose our. In this sense, we try to define a set of learnable center. Basically, it can be viewed as a quantization of the image. In this sense, we try to utilize learnable centers to cluster image patches when we train an image text model in large ways to address this zero-shot semantic segmentation problem in open domain. By doing that, actually, we can results given the text request. In our experiments, which we published in also last day, actually we outperform the previous baseline significantly. Moving to video present another problem. Think of there's one of the questions we are facing. So giving long video, and if you ask the machine looking for a clip in this video for particular content, it means there's some searching, even reasoning to locate the particular content that you are looking for, and even locate the particular object you're asking for. This is an example. For example, found a clip including contain a child in dark green rides a red bicycle among a long span of video. Means we want a result both temporally give the boundary and spatially give the region. Second, actually that's almost a 3D problem, including the 2D picture and another one dimension, which is a time. In this video scenario, we are facing actually a lot of problems. A lot of labels. When we train a model, usually we need a lot of label. But for a video, that means we frame in this video to provide the annotation to train the model, which is really very prohibitive to do the actual labeling. Of course, another problem is how we learn the multi between these two modalities, between video and the text, which also is very computationally costly. Two major ideas, which is just published this year. One is the single frame supervision. We don't label the key frames in the label. That means that we save at least two magnitude of time times a work, so we can greatly improve the annotation. The third one is we propose a two-stage multiple instance learning based framework. Limit of the time, we try to use query aggregation transformer and with a curriculum designed learning to directly model the multimodal features. In that sense, we can have much better repetition learning and also get performance in terms of this video question answering to give a much better result. So moving forward, actually, we are getting to the generation part. Machine can generate content for us, as we show at the very beginning. We now believe AI can generate really perfect content and for business use. In here, I pick one topic, which is human generation, or like this one, because we think human probably is the most valuable content, especially in our business model. But also this of because as a user, as human, we are so sensitive to any distortion of the human print example. So let me give a quick introduction of the overall framework. At the right hand side is the encoding. Train the model, we basically do an encoding process. We encode the image, we encode the video information, we encode the 3D motion of the human. And hopefully we will build our model and we will intermediate repetition thanks to the neural network. Then we output the generated. Then a few things we want to avoid. For example, there are some common problems we show here. For example, in the right hand side, actually, in your case, it's, in your right hand side, the appearance to the human, and when the human make a post change, change to another people, which is not acceptable. And also there's another called human deform. Some posts, if you notice well, actually there's 6 fingers, there's 5 in the right hand side. Also the third one is movement unreasonable. When David tries to drink the beer, actually there's some very unnatural move. Actually, is if we really want this be useful for the business, we actually want to have this close to zero rather than have this flaws. So this actually presents the major challenge: how to make a long last have almost no hallucination, so our user don't even notice this is generated by AI and it's generated by, just by hopefully by natural profession. This is the goal we want to achieve. Limited by time, I will skip some of the details, but this is actually not just a science problem, it's also involved a lot of engineering. Eventually, I will show some output. So first give you some example how we build the digital human example here.
成为了业界热议的焦点。是能为我们简要介绍一下 ChatGPT 是什么吗？
当然可以。ChatGPT 是一种基于 GPT 模型的人工旨在实现与人类类似的对话和文本生成能力。ChatGPT 能够理解自然语言，智能各种场景中提供协助，如客户服务、教育、娱乐等。
Two digital humans. One is the avatar of myself, another is my assistant. So you can see in the virtual, these 2 virtual humans can talk to each other. And then this was actually produced last year. In this year, was more, I would say, more expressible, less hallucination. And now it's totally business use. Let me show the example.
在《三国演义》里，为了心中的理想主他们虽然没能实现大团和执着，真的让我们感受到了理想主义的浪漫，让我们的心灵受到了极大的震撼。
So in this example, actually, that's what we produced a few months ago. We produced a digital avatar of Richard Liu, JD.com. In that sense, actually, we polished every single detail to make sure this avatar can Richard Liu's his own habit, his own expression, his own gestures, to make it look very real. In that sense, we actually make a big test. We put this for sales online for almost 1 hour. So in a whole hour long, the whole generated digital human almost didn't make any problem. And 20 million users actually watched this video, and they gave a lot of comments. Most of them are actually very positive. That means people are start to accept this kind of AI-generated content. Really don't feel there's a difference between real human and actually digital. And actually, I will say 50 million yuan of orders to really buy the book, buy the actually Richard Liu as an avatar actually introduced. So future in the next step, we can even more to the industry scale. When we say industry scale, we mean probably there's hundreds of millions actually start to use. Really to watch this, to interact with this avatar, to actually even provide even answers here. For example, we make an avatar for Dong Mingzhu, which is another famous figure in China.
也让我们在这个过程当中体会到品牌的价值。
So if
我们
people
格力
know
认
Dong
为
Mingzhu, you
品
can
牌
probably
就是用
tell.
质量来支撑。那么现在是一个大数据时代，我觉得我们就用数字说话。
So even beyond that, actually we can even open some new opportunities. For example, we can ask some foreigners to speak Chinese. The second guy, actually, he is the president of LG Korea. He really want to talk to his customer in China. So many LG products in China, but he cannot speak Chinese, unfortunately. So we make an avatar for him. Now he can customer in China now.
喜欢玩游戏的朋友应该都知道，不同类型的游戏对显示器的分辨率和刷新不同的，由玩化至精美的3A 大作，或者在虚拟世界赛车竞速时，是更依赖超高分。
Ask a guy from Brazil to
绝对是老子号中的老
to
大
even
哥。
sell some
自打1436年能创业，好味道就在咱们吃货嘴里扎下了根。联名朝内歌手傅岩松也是他的粉丝。蒙特2宗，为了送菜方便，青黄不必居一件黄马褂和一顶红缨帽，真是盖了帽了。6必居是京城出了名的酱菜园。
And we go activities between different avatars as well.
我看到刚刚有粉丝在问牛皮适合用什么，我现在这位粉丝，牛皮可以试试我们的基底精华液平衡水、速修精华油平衡霜，都是非常用的水油平衡，维稳肌肤，质地清爽不沾腻。
So in last stage, I will say actually show some of you. Show some of our progress in embodied AI. Then I will skip the technical details and just show you some example. So when we say embodied AI, actually that's a broad understanding of what is embodied AI. So a simple case is like we build a mechanical arm for mechanical arm to do this logistics. But that one is very programmed, so it itself don't have many cognition ability. But future I do really complicated task for us. Let's show this example. For example, this is a service robotics which is working. This one involves a lot of, I would say, detailed operation and controlled operation in a real. By making machine have this kind of ability, we can imagine it. That's a bright future that our robot can do a lot of things for. What I want to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. He, for your captivating and informative. We move on to the exciting part of our evening panel session. We are privileged to have an esteemed panel of experts from academia and industry, sharing their day on the computer science. Leading this discussion is our outstanding host, Professor from Tsinghua University. Professor Liu is a renowned scholar in computer science, known for to various sensor networks and cyber physical systems. Welcome to host the panel.
Okay, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm very excited today to join this very important conference. This is the first time I came here, and it's so beautiful, such a great place. They listened to two very interesting talk. So now we are going to start our panel discussion. I think this is the most important panel. The panelists are so distinguished. So first of all, let's invite Professor Yao Qiu先生. Well, it's yeah. Well, I don't know whether we should introduce details, but let me read. A few member of the United States National Academy of Sciences and also the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. A foreign member of the Chinese Academy of Sciences and chair professor at Tsinghua University. So basically, much higher level than us. So welcome. Also, I'm going to invite Professor Leslie Valiant, also the member of the United States National Academy of Sciences and the Royal Society, professor at Harvard University. Thank you. Now I invite Dr. Wei Liu. He just 20 minutes ago. Dr. Liu. Liu is a distinguished scientist of Tencent and also IEEE and IAPR fellow. So welcome. And Professor Dr. He Xiaodong. He just also delivered 5 minutes ago. So, distinguished scientist at Tencent and a fellow IEEE. We also have distinguished speaker from Professor Mao Tiyong. Please come to join us. He is the distinguished scientist at Google and also member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, a fellow of ACM and fellow of IEEE, ICAR, and EATCS. He's an adjunct professor at Columbia University. So thank you. Welcome. Last but not the least, Dr. Tieyan Liu. This is my academy in my department. He is distinguished scientist at Microsoft Research for Science and also the fellow of IEEE as well as fellow of ACM and fellow of AAI. Much. Well, today's talk, I just realized the topic today is the evening of computer. So I talked with Dr. Liu and we exchanged ideas and we realized that we have lots of different evening of physics and the evening of computer science. So today is somehow focused on computer science. If you talk about anything about computer science, the most important hot topic is artificial intelligence. AI include so many different disciplines, but science is clearly and obviously the most important fields. It is highly related. So start from our discussion from a very general topic. I'm going to give each of the panelists a chance to talk about. Generally, AI has so much different impacts to the society. So much. And some people do not like it and even hate it. So in your mind, I'm going to, in your mind, what is the most negative impact and what is the most positive impact to the daily life or research or whatever around you want to mention? Just one most important negative impact you think. So let's start from somewhere. Maybe we do not speak anything yet. You give the opening speech and you deliver the keynote speech. So let's start from maybe Chinese culture. We start from the farthest guest. So Mauti, first.
Okay. easy for me to talk about the negative because a lot of my
you can
research
only speak on negative or on positive.
Not only, but I'll start with the negative because I think AI is great, doing many things without, not always with our understanding of it, but experimentally it performs quite well in many domains, and the talks in the domain of video and picture generation and multimodal. And however, every technology that we put forth in computer used by the bad guy, and as a cryptographer and a security researcher, never let me sleep well at night because I'm just waiting for it to be used. So deep fake, the minute you improve your generation of objects, then the bad guys are going to generate something that you are going to believe, and there will be implications. And at the beginning, they're going to do it for fun, and then they're going to get a incentive, which is the underlying thing behind the IT industry and the IT dark. And then we're going to say the C impact. So AI is great, come even today, and I worked on it in the sense of contamination effect, but it can be abused in many other ways, and it's almost easy to predict because the bigger the power of AI to do good, bigger the power of abusing it. The good thing of AI is that productivity is going to imaginable so far. Things that people believe that it's due to are going to be formalized with as an AI problem, and AI is going to experimentally solve most of it. And experimentally, I mean the things that I'm not satisfied. There is no explanation, there is no formal calculus that I can say it's doing it right, but statistically most of the time.
Okay, thank you so much. I think what do you think? People worry the AI is somehow we don't understand and they might be out of our control, or it's going to go somewhere. It's not what we imagined or not we planned for it, right? Okay, listen to other people's talk. Thank you so much. Kaya, maybe you talk. You agree or not?
Personal
okay,
opinion,
yeah. Go ahead.
So first of all, talking about the positive impact of AI, I think AI are actually making transformational changes in many real industry. I think that is AI is not a toy. It's not just something we do research for, but really something transforming in our industry. I think today Wei and Xiaodong introduced a lot of good examples how AIGC helped in their companies. And from Microsoft, I'm working on AI for science and speaking. I also see a lot of opportunities of using AI to disrupt for example, pharmaceutical company industry. Those are really fundamental. So that's a very positive aspect of AI today. And negative part, I don't really want to repeat, AI can do evil, something like that. But I see something maybe the community for people in this room, because today the major research paradigm for AI is all you need, and seems that the intelligence or smart mind is no longer needed, and So if you put a lot of data and compute there, then the intelligence will emerge. But traditionally, our research in this room, we actually have done a lot of great explorations to see whether there is something very special. But it seems today that are not very encouraged in many ways, because if you do not have many machines, GPUs, you cannot really pay attention to your work. And furthermore, I think today's AI is not very sustainable. For example, using 100K GPUs to just train a big model. Human just use one egg. We can do the same thing. So is this really a good computational paradigm? Is really something. Let's suppose one day you really have a great AI, AGI from the computer, but it will cost 1/3 of a company like Microsoft. Does that really make sense? Yeah. So those really.
Okay. So after I listen to your points, I feel all are actually very positive. So that the points are which are not positive, I think it go for very good aspects. Leslie?
Okay. So I think the subject is difficult because I think AI is something which will get into all aspects of our lives, like a comprehensive all our problems. And so basically I think AI magnifies our power in many different dimensions and magnifies our opportunities and also but I think many of the issues AI will get into are very familiar ones, so that they're not just to raise another issue is people discuss fairness. So will AI about people? But of course, this is an old problem that unfair decisions have been made about people for a long time. It raises our game. It makes us think about the problem more carefully about what is. So I think so I feel very positive about AI. So clearly the increased, but also it drives us to examine more carefully what we do.
Okay, so here one word, dangerous. So let me ask you a further question. Last and Lenore Blum, and I asked him one question because 2 years ago, he had consciousness theoretical Turing machine. So let me ask you this very if AI is going to have consciousness or something like that.
Current AI?
I mean, no. In the future, whatever, yeah. 20 years, 50 years, or even 100 years, whether is going to have its own consciousness. Well, I'm going to tell you the first question.
Yeah, so I am familiar with their approach. So I don't think consciousness is a well-defined notion. I don't think people agree on what is. So in some senses in which they talk about it, they define that. I think I haven't found consciousness to be a useful concept in discussing AI.
Okay. His answer, he said, yes, there will be, and this is a must. And I asked him how 50 years or within 50 years, or the longest will be 100. So my further question is, how long we do? He said there is a discussion about how long we will. Well, so what is your idea on that?
Whether we will destroy ourselves by AI?
If they have consciousness, so obviously.
No, I disagree. I mean, helps in many different ways other than AI. And whenever we do this, we have to develop methods of somehow staying in control and not risky behavior. So I think with AI, the main issue is who's in control? Are we in control, or are the machines in control? That machines will necessarily seize control from us. I don't see that argument. I don't think that's right.
So every time there is very new technology emerges, people will worry whether we are going to be even electricity and the all this kind of new technology. Let's talk about it later offline.
Well, first of all, I'm not really a computer scientist.
Well, that's fine.
It makes some contributions sometimes. Well, I'm an optimistic person. I always think that are useful should be encouraged. It's clear that AI has done something and should be encouraged, especially when I see that AI can do computation in, and that's something one need to understand why it works in that way. And I think they are useful, but I think on the other hand we are too optimistic. Let's say we are very interested to see whether AI can do much or for mathematics. I think that would be exciting to see many things. But on the other hand, from my point of view, objective, so is subjective too. We saw two of our great lifetime awards in mathematics. Andrew Weiss and also they did their great work about 30 to 40 years ago. One on Fermat's field, actually Taniyama wave similar conjecture. One is Hamilton's work on rigid flow. These are the history of mathematics. This was done in 19 leading to early year 2000, but I think majorly. Well, I think they may get a little bit help from computer. This kind of work is spectacular, and I look at what we have done in the last 10 years. Something that can measure up to this great achievement, at least up to now that I know. Is that computer can help, but it need not help us to accomplish what was done in the history. And this something means that it doesn't mean that AI could not have. We still need to exploit a lot more power from AI to get this achievement. The intelligence are still much more powerful, despite of many exaggerations by Tao and many other things. I actually asked Manford, who is very much a fan for, computer and all that. He was a great algebraic geometer, one of the good one, and then he changed to computer graphics, as you know, and did very good work. Science, or in particular mathematics, has improved over the years since computer was invented. He agreed that it didn't make that much difference. Actually, it's not clear they have actually helped in the matter. So what I'm trying to say is that we are very happy to see AI and all this developing in many ways. They have many more power to do computation to the very deep curves of the shields of Riemann zeta function, beautifully distributed and all that. They are very good. Probably contribute something to our intelligent activity, but not as essential So this is my observation, which may be wrong, but I think we still go. But I look at what people has been doing. I think, on the contrary, mathematics can contribute. People are doing AI and all that. For one thing, I personally feel that the huge and a huge number of parameters was involved is partially because the whole is using matrix calculation, but the whole subject is actually intrinsic, which people in computer science has not explored, the nonlinear theory, which more nonlinear theory, which presumably will cut down the number of parameters. That's my view. Now, besides that, I'm somewhere discouraging, but I'm trying to do AI myself and trying to do that. But there's another observation. Now that AI is more popular, AI GTP and all this, Chat GTP, all the students are to do homework, to exercise, and to write letters. Soon students are no more that active in their thinking. And soon we will see many people are not thinking. And we will see that people are getting more brain disease because you don't stimulate your thinking. It's a negative problem in the society. People are retiring early here in China. Many of them, high percentage are getting brain disease. There will be a terrible burden on society. That is one thing I think, something that I think the government has not thought too much into yet. Whether it will create more brain disease by not thinking in a global way. And I think there should be AI to be useful. One should help students of human beings or the people in the society. I think it's very important. Probably would be certainly used in fighting a battle and could destroy a lot of people. But anyway, these are some.
Okay, so Professor, you all think the AI and computer do not contribute too much on how we understand this world and how the science going forward. Well, let me.
In the future, there should be much more.
Yes, but not yet.
Right now.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Not. Yeah. My question is okay. So I hear some saying about the AI different level of the functions in the future. Number one, become the computational scientific micro to let people see something which are not seen before. For example, as playing chess, the goals and some of the techniques we never used in the past. Now we know they are technique in Go because AI use that and beat people. So second level is to of inspiration when you discover something or talk about something or think about something. Level is the most important. They are going to become, AI is going to become the agent of our understanding. To understand something. Okay, let me ask you another question. For a long time, I want to ask, do you think, or you tell us, is mathematics a discovery or invention? I mean, human beings' invention.
Well, in a way, it's both. I mean, mathematics study objects which are far more extensive than what physics had. Physics thought about matter, but abstract objects are also nature. Sphere, we look, yes, but physics thought that it was an abstract nonsense. It's just something to help to understand nature. So interest in abstract objects, then we study it because those rules are important for us. And so the objects that we study are far beyond what to be nature. Then the rules that appear in the society is an interest in mathematical objects. So we create some rules, and of course you can say the rules exist in any case. There's a lot of creation involved into there. So yes, also a creation.
I ask this question because if somehow invention, so we do not really get the scientific understanding. We actually get some scientific on the issues or phenomena we observe, right? So we try to use that way to explain. So someday they might be changed, or somehow the next observation might be different with what we have, right? But that is, I'm thinking about whether AI can be, for example, can be the agent of real to explain those of the things.
Well, let me explain to you. I mean, from my point, I mentioned Andrew Weiss and Richard Hamilton just a few minutes ago. Well, Richard Hamilton created the concept of rigid flow, and that was not there before. He created to understand many important concepts, which eventually lead to the proof of the Poincare conjecture. It was not there before. But of course, in terms of logic, the logic is everywhere. B implies C, therefore A implies C. That, of course, always has to be obeyed. You may say that that's creation. To me, the interesting concept are difficult for AI to find. Let me take an example. For a long time, Chinese accept the concept of imaginary number. I think Chinese mathematicians accept only in 19th century. Before that, they did not like this concept because it looks bad. +1 = 0 should not have a solution. But, you know, during people in the Western world started to accept it, and it developed it for almost 100 mathematicians who developed it did not believe this number also. But it nevertheless becomes an important tool. And now imaginary number is basically part of nature to us. Imaginary number to be strange nowadays. But 300 years ago, including the imaginary number is a funny thing. They are not sure, although he invented the Euler formula, exponential I. So this kind of concept, I don't think AI could produce. It's a brand new concept exists in the nature or in any document before. Or some concept like quantum mechanics. You do not understand quantum mechanics thoroughly, so how would a machine understand it? I think there's a limit to what AI can develop. Brand new concept that we actually the simplest one is asymmetric approach. We all learn Euclidean axioms. There are 5 axioms to explain many theorems. I challenge my AI friends to try to create axioms. So I say 300 theorems in plane geometry. Would the machine be able to produce 5 axioms? I think that would be tough. Or that is important just for because Newton, after all, when he wrote the famous book on mechanics, thinking. You reduce every mechanical thinking to free motion, free equation, Newtonian axioms, right? So I think that's a fantastic major, which I don't believe AI would be able to create. That's well. So in a way, that's why I said.
Thank you, thank you so much, Professor Yao. Maybe we.
Yes, actually, I hear many of my colleagues talk about shared a lot of interesting ideas. I would say I kind of agree with Professor Yao about that. Today's AI, I think we are kind of like in the pre-Newton stage. That hopefully in the near future or in the future, we'll have a set of principles to define. Not there yet. So, frankly speaking, I mean, many of us are doing AI is more way, even including the neural network. It's powerful. It's really powerful, and it's really huge scale, and it kind of do a lot of things. Understand the principle underneath it. So, we are still doing some experimenting. We are doing a lot of observation. We hopefully one day, when we accumulate a lot of these experimental results, we can invent or found or discover the true theory behind that. That said, it doesn't prevent AI to be useful nowadays, even for today's AI. I will show some of my story. Intelligent customer service department. So kind of my job is to use AI to help to answer the questions our customer raised. When, for example, if you buy anything from JD, you have a chance to, for example, ask change the delivery to another address. There are tons of these questions, tons of these requests. If you plan to do that, I mean, that's what we do before. It takes a lot of effort, human effort to do that. AI, especially the chatbot, for our customer, and also kind of save the labor of our real people, customers. That's actually, I can see the true value. It happens, it saves a lot of effort, especially in this the shopping festival days. There's huge traffic coming in, and if you don't want to wait long, if you don't want to really talk to a real human customer representative, our AI actually can answer you, provide the in a much more efficient way. So efficiency is the most important thing, and make AI useful. It's not complete or even not fully mature yet. So I think it's, from my point of view, AI is positive. You can challenge me, said, you know, maybe AI caused a lot of the human customer representative lost their job. And I actually talked to many real customer service representatives, and I would see customer service as a life career. So I feel less guilty. Yeah, because I still think AI intensive work, and I don't think people will work this for lifelong. And eventually, I hope machine will take all this job for us. So me, yeah. So in general, I think I'm positive, and even I'm still positive even for the course of. Believe there must be something underneath. Really can help machine, even help us to really do. Today we don't discover, but I believe there must be someone, and we can find out. And there's one thing, something really interesting for AI, because when building what how intelligent machine looks like, but we still don't know how it works. Every single how intelligent machine looks like, but we just don't know how it works.
Okay, on AI. Wait, yeah, go ahead.
And I want to talk about the relationship between human beings and AI. I think AI is a human being's invention. Yeah, for the most AI or foundation model, okay, I don't think it's a new invention. Okay, what does foundation model or generative AI do? Yeah, it doesn't did anything new. It just reorganize, reorganize the knowledge, human observation, human signal, and human information to remember, to save in the model parameters. Okay, and then foundation models something, text, image, audio, video, according to user prompt. So that is all. Model, any generative foundation model that doesn't do anything new. Okay, it just is much more better and much more skilled than previous model to helping write, draw, compose music, produce videos better. It actually relieve humans' labors in these works. It is a positive impact on humans. But we have a lot of negative impact on humans or on society. In my experience, I just fake information, fake digital content over the internet. Say, and the website or some company do some fake content discovery and fake. And the second negative point is I think human. I think the human feel at some kind of this model because foundation doing something. I think something bad. They collecting, analyze, and use the prompt data to train their own models. So their model is get better and better, and the user data is discussed or is misused. So I think users' privacy and security and somehow violated. So this what kind of sort of. But I think we have some. There are some new regulations to control the development of generative AI, control the misuse of AI.
Well, okay, thank you. So we have several minutes left. So, audience. So, is there any question? Anyone ask any of our panelists? Anyone? We'll deliver him a microphone. Yeah, please yourself who you are, and then ask who you want to ask and what is your question.
May I ask
any of them, or who is the one you want to ask? Well, let us listen to your question first.
Maybe I want to ask Professor Xin. All of you have made such a great progress in your each area. So I want to ask creativity and how to keep this creativity. Thanks.
Well, it's also for our today's topic. How can be someone like you? Maybe this question are as a Yao. His question is quite creative.
Well, not crazy, but human creative based on many factors, and important thing being learn creativity by making mistakes is something that machine did not know. We make maybe 100 mistakes before we make one more step. This happens all the time. I think every mathematician knows you want to prove a deep theorem, you probably learn how to understand of the film or deep structure by making mistakes. But you automatically will make mistakes, and then you may not know the mistakes for a long time, and then you keep on digging the structure behind it. You learn by association, by going to different subjects, going to physics, go to learn geometry, you may go to differential equations, you may go to many different subjects. And the way that we learn to be creative. And of course, you need to know that your complex creature to be creative. I mean, what my way of thinking is, but there are other people who think quite differently. But on other, I do not have such a thing called 天才 or such a thing doesn't exist.
Well, human being invent something we never see.
Well, what do we never see? In the big machine, the big collider, we will sometimes find.
See it, we never know. We don't know it.
That's why we need to do experiment.
For example, if we do not people, then we cannot invent the train, the car, right?
No. I mean, invent a telescope and you observe, you found many things. You invent a microscope, you see many things. Far bigger than what we know, and nature is almost infinite. And if you accept the fact that nature, then you never conquer nature, but except learning from it.
Well, yes. Nature has a lot of things, but we in the nature, then we invent something corresponding to the nature things, right?
I think it's the arrogancy of the computer. I think that you can beat nature, and I don't believe that.
Thank you. What do you think?
Well, I don't think computer scientists are trying to beat nature. but as far as thinking up new things, I think obviously we make mistakes, but also I think new ideas come in extremely small steps. So small step, and then maybe someone else makes another extremely small step. But if the small step is in a new direction, then people recognize this is really new. So I think creativity is well, okay. So also, I mean, for human creativity, I think you also need to have the right environment. You have to allow people to explore broadly and don't examine every second how well they're doing. I mean, broadly speaking, I don't think we can rule out. Okay. So I think one difficulty of discussing AI, say up to a few years ago, AI meant some general ambition people had to make machines more capable. As AI has seemed to mean exactly what's achieved now by existing systems. So I think they have restricted their view on what machines are doing currently. I think we should go back and have broader. And if we do, I mean, I don't think there's anything which we can define as that one can rule out machines also being able to do.
Is generative AI creative?
Well, I don't think this question makes sense. Sorry.
I'm kidding.
Generally not. No, generally not. It can be if it's lucky, but in general, not.
Go ahead.
I think a lot of the attributes that we put on AI or on technology in general, it's good for journalists. It's not good for scientists. Whether it's creative, whether it's this, whether it's that, these are not really something that to the issue itself, and also computing and AI are creatures that were derived from mathematics. And if AI finds doing mathematical theorems, is using mathematics to create a tool that helps with. It's all in the system. It's like if I write it, if I about something and I'm using some mathematical knowledge, then it helps me to get mathematical result. And AI is a way to organize the knowledge and apply it and process with it and one word on creativity. You know, there is perspiration and inspiration. There's a lot of inspiration. You have to play and play and play, and you have to love what you do, and then otherwise you're going to give up and you're not going to have any creativity.
One more. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, just based on logic and create infinite number of theorems. Most of them are junk, as we know. There's an including judge whether the theorem they prove are interesting or not. That is beyond mathematics or beyond just logic. And it has a great deal to do with nature. Just based on what we understand nature, it will bring in the depth of the depth. And these are part of the creativity. Because machines can create infinite number of theorems, but you can keep on generating infinite number of statements. But most of them no interest. They are true facts, but they are useless. So at the end, we have to judge it from our inspiration from nature, because anything that are close to nature are good for us experience. Okay, it's nothing to do with creation. It's just the fact that we see it. The nature we see would be more adaptive to the theorem that I prove. That's basically what you.
Thank you. Anyone want to say something? Okay, go ahead.
Let me provide two very quick present how to be more creative, maybe in your daily research or daily work. I just want to do things: being open-minded, being willing to learn, and embracing inclusion, diverse, creative. Because you learn new things, learn other disciplines, especially you know those cross. You will feel, you will eventually understand the world is so different. People's perspectives are so different. Then be willing to provide different solutions to a problem. And second thing is, remember that you need to aim really high. If your aim is very high, then you will not be satisfied by some, incremental. By what you already know, or already other people have already invented. You will try best. Very unique, because what you have today cannot match what you want to do in the future. So that's big gap. This is really, these two perspectives are really something I practice from day to day. When we do AI for science, we research in Microsoft Research, these two things, learning, being open-minded, have a growth, and also trying to do some mission-driven thing, moonshot level, big project will really give people strong motivation to create something different.
Thank you. I think we have a lot of things to discuss, but it's really close to the limit. So very quick one. Okay, well, one very quick one.
Okay, I just competition between machines and humans about who's more creative. I have a question for the computer science. Can AI generate trust? Like scientists, mathematicians prove theory, make new results, and those are things that we trust as a civilization, and that scientists have gained their status. And I'm very interested in what is the progress on creating trust. Like, can AI generate trust? Anyone, please.
Well, I think trust has to be earned. So, some are trusted, and some systems are not trusted because their behavior isn't because they're not trustworthy. So, just have to make sure that whatever they do earns trust, is worthy of trust. It's not automatic.
Okay, just go ahead.
And yes, sometimes people try something because of this is the common belief. This is what they learn from their, but it's not always correct. You sometimes have to unlearn, revise. It's a good way to get inspiration sometimes. So I'm not sure that you can mechanize trust because I don't know what we don't know what they are. Trust
we have to define
in many ways.
Okay, I believe we have a lot of things to discuss, but indeed the chair tells me that very quick. Okay, give to him. 1 minute ask, 1 minute answer.
Professor Valiant and Professor Yang, would you please give us your personal concern on AI, the top 5 questions? Okay.
Too many.
Keywords is okay, just keywords.
Top 5, too many.
Top 3. Top 3.
Top AI. Leslie and Professor Yao, quickly.
You said concerns.
Concerns or questions? Concerns.
Well, whatever the top, 3 concerns of humanity are probably also the same concerns for, everything we do, AI will get involved in.
Whatever I said, I don't want to answer.
Okay, so indeed, no time. I was invited by Professor Hu Shimin to this event. Thank you so much for the invitation. Something, yeah, say something, yeah. Okay, well, for your kind organization and the invitation and also the presentation today. So, Ace, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So slowly, yeah. Take care. Thank you so much. Slowly, yeah. To deliver to Song Hai.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Liu, and to all our team for truly enlightening and engaging discussion. Your insights have provided us a deeper understanding and exciting future of computer science. As we continued, we now move to the next demo show session. Here, we will witness innovation and advancements in computer science, showcasing the cutting-edge projects. The first presenter is Professor Ravi Ramamurthy from University California, San Diego. Please.
right. So I'm going to our work on local light field fusion. We want to be able to produce of scenes like this from a few images, but it's typically been very hard. You could take a bunch in an irregular fashion, and you could try to reconstruct some notion of the object geometry that's very error prone, and you get errors. On the other hand, you can actually exhaustively sample based on Nyquist sampling theory, which effectively means the disparity or motion of the closest edges. And this enables you to do very small baseline immersive views, but useful in general. So in practice, you've got to break the Nyquist limit and have a sparser sampling with various light field rendering and optical flow techniques, but often you get artifacts and there's no clear how many images is actually enough. So what we introduce in this work is irregular grid-based sampling, where you actually have formal limits based on sampling theory sampling rates should be. Now, you have a simple app to capture this. It can just be done on a mobile device. You will have guaranteed of where you need to sample. We actually show that you can reduce the sampling rate by both dimensions, so by about 4,000. From the image, you actually recover. If you use a single multiplane image, it's just a bunch of planes, you can get some artifact beyond that. So what you do is you promote each individual image into its own light on this, and then you blend the light fields of all the individual images together. Now you can see nice reflections on the puddle, the nice highlights from the bike, and you can even do this on or 2D images and now view them in 3D. To show the robustness of the technique, there are about 60 scenes, and you can see that there are fairly complicated scenes, each case just 20 to 50. It includes flowers, it includes foliage, it includes people, and all of these are taking a few images, and then you can view them immersively. If you want to know more, including 1:30 p.m. tomorrow.
The second presenter is Dr. Jie from Zhejiang University, Zhejiang Lab, please.
Good evening. It's my honor to introduce our on behalf of myself and my PhD advisor, Professor Jie Tang from Tsinghua University. My talk will show in graph contrastive coding for graph neural network training, one of the most cited paper at KDD 2020. In the era of big data, we are surrounded by large-scale complex networks, commercial and information. Our mission is to harness these networks' power through graph neural networks, translating. This transformation enables deep learning models to discover valuable patterns, offering insight into the mechanism and dynamics of these networks. Innovative approach, graph contrastive coding, aims to pre-train GNNs on diverse social and information like Facebook, IMDb, and DBLP. The pre-trained models are then fine. Our vision is to capture and transfer the universal graph structure patterns across networks. GCC is inspired by contrastive learning, a very popular pre-training which aims to differentiate between similar and dissimilar pairs of images. This technique to graphs by sampling subgraphs through random walks, enabling GNNs learns to distinguish similar and dissimilar pairs of sampled subgraphs. Graph contrastive coding offers two fine-tuning strategies. For fine-tuning, where both the GNN can be tuned on downstream tasks, and freezing fine-tuning, where the GNNs act as a static feature and the classifier learns. Our experiments reveals that hold its own against supervised models trained from scratch, while for fine-tuning pushes performance even further. This demonstrates the remarkable potential of pre-trained graph neural networks in a variety of graph learning tasks. In this talk, we've traversed the landscape of graph neural network pre-training on this journey through the event of computer science. Thank you.
The other two presenters are not here today, so please enjoy these two demos.
We need more data. Modern AI platforms are capable of making sense of many things, build models. Conventional cameras are on the human scale. They capture images on a scale that machines need data on a larger scale. For this purpose, we have constructed parallel super cameras. Here we see the Aware 2. People are busy here putting micro cameras into a dome that looks through a spherical lens. Here's the field. Here on the front of the camera is the spherical lens, and here at the back we see all of these strands correspond to 14 megapixel. Micro cameras are put in the dome to capture gigapixel video. Capture events in detail. Here's data from an Aware 2 at an American football game. All of the zoom is digital. You may be used to pan tilt that can freeze time and then pan tilt and zoom. So here, as we zoom in, we've frozen time to see what's happening at that instant. We can go back in time and forward in time and zoom around and look anywhere we like. And score a touchdown. And then we can zoom out and see how everyone on the field reacts to the touchdown. Here's the next generation of this technology built by the spin-off the Chinese football game. Again, all of the zoom is digital. Note that as we switch data streams, as we zoom in and out, you'll see video as we're processing the codec. Basically, the camera, in this case, is a parallel supercomputer that has nodes, in addition to processing nodes and memory nodes at each node in the architecture. So basically, a modern supercomputer with embedded processing. Camera again here in Beijing. Now, if you look at this scene, you see a scene with blue sky, but a camera with this kind of resolution that could never be found even by a pan tilt zoom camera, because how would you know where to look? But a super camera captures the entire sky, planes that were not visible, and then as you pan and zoom and zoom and zoom, you see something in the sky that never would have been found. This plane far off in the distance. And then we can zoom back out and see the scene on the human scale.
Hello, I'm Xiaolei from Graphics and Geometric Computing Group at Tsinghua University, advised by Shiming Hu. Let's introduce our recent work here, DScene, Object Decoupling and Interaction Modeling for Complex Scene Generation. Description with multi-objects and their relations, and generate 3D assets with decoupled objects and which is challenging in industrial 3D content creation. We introduce a clear definition on how knowledge from 2D diffusion models should function in real-world applications. Besides a novel method, desync, utilizing a learnable structure same graph as compositional representation. Another key contribution lies in that we propose a novel object-aware rendering, achieving clear and sharp boundaries between contacting objects. There are some visualization results in objects. Of desync lies in controllable sync editing, which benefits from the complete decoupling of objects. Additionally, we demonstrated the potential to directly integrate desyncs into industrial 3D production pipelines, which can avoid overly burdensome workflow stages, such as We'll release all codes soon, and feel free to email me if you have any questions and support.
Okay, so to all presenters, here we'll particularly thank Tencent. Please. Okay, so we particularly for providing sponsorship to this event. Now it's time to relax and enjoy the opportunity to network, share ideas, and continue our discussions in the more informal. So dinner will be served in main hall. Please follow the volunteers and.